Lori and Lori here. We're here to talk about low vision centers in North Carolina.
Lori and I are at the Low Vision Clinic today in Winston-Salem, and we have Stephanie here with us who's going to answer a few questions for us about the process and what we can expect when we bring our kiddos here. So first, we just want to say thank you for your time. And can you tell us a little bit about what a low vision center is?
Okay, great question. A low vision center is a candy shop for people with low vision. Reason why you ask is because we have a fully equipped magnification room with magnification like CCTVs and handheld magnifiers, even stand magnifiers as well. We have independent living aids for persons with low vision, like calendars and talking watches and clocks and low vision aids for kitchenette and everything. So it's a little bit of everything. It's your Walmart for the low vision, if you will.
That is fantastic. So we have some kids that might be ready to come in around 2.5. Some might be at 3, 4. Is there an age that you recommend or does it matter?
No, it really doesn't matter. The younger, the better.
Okay.
That way they can get started early with their accommodations. They already know what to ask for once they get in school. They know what they're looking for. So we like to start the kids out around 3, 4 years old. Once they're ready to get kindergarten ready or Head Start ready, we'll bring them in this room right here and we'll show them CCTVs and magnifiers because it's a new age and it's a new culture for the kids these days and they know about technology.
Right.
So once we send them in front of a CCTV like this one right here, like an Acrobat, they're ready to learn.
Right. Okay, so what is the process then whenever we have somebody who we think might be ready to visit a low vision clinic? Do they need a doctor's referral or what do we do on our part to get them in the door here?
Absolutely. So basically we will get a referral from the child's eye care provider or just as an IEP teacher will request a child to get an eye evaluation. They can do that as well.
So they do have to have the eye exam before they come in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll bring them in and we will give them a low vision evaluation. And during their evaluation, while the child is being dilated, majority of the time, if they need dilation, we will sit them in this room right here and we will assist them with the products that they need.
Okay.
Now these products are to go home with them, so it's basically enhancing their independence for home use and basically leave no child behind. They won't be able to take it to school because then we work with the school systems to get them there.
So that's a good question because a lot of ours would ask then it doesn't matter whether they're in a school setting or not. This can be for home use as well.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. How long does the evaluation typically take once they come in the door?
Typically about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And depending on the reason why we say that, because depending on their eye condition, and sitting in this room right here assessing them.
Okay. So in a quick little blurb, can you tell us about once they walk through the door in that 45 minutes, what can they kind of expect from you guys in the process of how this all works?
Absolutely. So they come in, we'll get greeted. You will sit down with Dr. Street and he will consult you, give you an eye evaluation for the child. And during the dilation, you will sit in the magnification room and we'll assess the child with equipment and products during their wait time. So there's no more sitting in the waiting area waiting on the doctor to see you again. And after we assess them, we let the doc know what was found, what could be helpful for the child, what couldn't be helpful for the child. And then after that, Dr. Street will go in and check the pressure, do a conclusion of the evaluation, and that'll be all.
Okay, so that's quick and easy. How often do children typically have to come back? Do they come back often? How often? Or at all?
We pull their legs. No. They come back once a year because the exams are free of charge once a year. So a lot of parents do take advantage of that and stay on top of their game and dates to come in every 12 months. We advocate heavy on them to come back, even to the adults as well, but mainly for the child. We make sure that they come back every year to make sure that their acuity is good and their eye condition hasn't gone down and stabilized.
Okay. Good. And so we are in Winston-Salem. This is kind of like the hub, if you will, correct?
Mhm.
Corporate quarters. Are there other centers in different areas, and if so, where?
It is. We have 3 other centers.
Okay.
Here in North Carolina, we have it in Durham, in Asheville, and they're also located in Arkansas over at Little Rock.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. And specifically with Durham, I know in Asheville it's similar to this. They can come in with the referral and do the same process as you can here. Is it the same in Durham, or is that a little bit different?
It's just a little bit different.
Okay.
Reason being is because we don't have an official doctor at our location in Durham. However, we do accept our low vision kids there. Most of them go to Metro Alliance for the Blind, I believe it's MAB in Charlotte,
Okay.
and they will go there and get assessed there, and we will get their script, and we will help them. We will assess them there. So we just basically do our assessments in Durham, where we have a magnification area and a big independent living aid area.
Right.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So if I can interject, if that's okay. So also in Durham, Duke Eye Center's across the street, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if they were to go to Duke Eye Center, get a script, they could either come over with an appointment or they could walk over and they could look at the devices, correct?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
possibly get to take some home that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. We will get referrals from Duke Eye Center as well. So that's a good hand in hand. Being that we don't have that doctor there, they can come over and they'll let them know we have services already that was done at Duke and we just need an assessment and could you help us? And Lynn Shields will be there to help us.
Perfect. The only other question I think we have is, what is the expected outcome for our kids? Why would it be important for these kids to come see you, especially earlier the better, but what is the overall outcome that we're looking for?
We're empowering the child ultimately and embracing their disability. I don't even like to say a disability, but their low vision. We like to embrace it and empower them. As I stated, the equipment is intentional for home use, so it's leave no child behind, if you will, and make sure they're doing their homework. The ultimate outcome is for them to graduate and have the proper education. When they get back in school the next day or the following Monday, I don't know, I had to look at my book. My book was too small. I didn't want to take it home. So now we're creating that independence.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your
You're
time.
welcome. It's my pleasure.
Nice to be here, and I thank you for your time allowing us to walk around, and hopefully we'll send some more business your way.
Please do.
All right, great. Thank you.
Meet Deacon. He arrived with his mom and his younger sister at the Low Vision Center in Winston-Salem, where he went to Stephanie's office to check in and found interest in a lollipop that he got before his eye exam. He met Barbara and Dr. Street and then got to put on some fancy glasses.
What does it look like? Yes, sir. How about on the bottom? What's that look like? Okay, what's on the bottom out there now? What else?
I can't see.
Okay, now let's take this, we're gonna turn it over to this side. Okay, glasses. You get to look through my glasses.
Cool. I didn't know you had those.
Oh, yeah, these are kinda cool. Okay, now can you look right into my glasses?
I can see you.
Oh, okay, this is coming
Why
in from the
why do
face.
they keep moving like that?
Okay, now can you sit back for me? Okay, hold on a second.
They're upside down, my precious.
They were upside down.
Good boy.
No, now I can see.
Okay.
Good
Now,
boy.
look right through my glasses with those on. There you go.
I can see you.
You can see it? All right, keep looking right at it. Make sure it doesn't change. There you go. That's it. Keep looking right out there again. You're doing a great job. Very nice. Now, you put your chin on here. That's it. There you go. Now look right at me. Okay? Yes, you can. Now,
I can see her light.
okay. Can you put your chin in this for me again? So I can get my picture. Can you say cheese? All right. Can you say pepperoni? All right. Good job. Now can you sit back for me? That's it. Let's look here.
Deacon is in the low vision room and he's looking at video magnifiers. And Stephanie is teaching him how to use the CCTV that he's going to take home. Barbara gives us a tour of the IFB facility where they're making military uniforms. And there's a service dog with one of the employees. And there are some of the employees there at the center. This is Tracy's Little Red Schoolhouse. There's some beautiful murals that were in the backyard that we got to see. We wanted to share the beautiful art. If you have time, I encourage you to go to Winston-Salem and see the IFB Solutions facility. So hi, so I'm here with Grant Weathers and I'm at the Low Vision Center in Asheville. And we've had an opportunity to talk about what the center does here and a tour of the IFB Solutions facility in the back. And we've had a chance to look at some different devices and just ask some questions. So Grant, tell me about the Mobile Low Vision Center.
So the Mobile Vision Center is basically a trailer that we pull around behind a truck, which is an exam lane that we can put the doctor and the patient in, and we can give them a low vision evaluation, and then make recommendations for equipment. And we can get to people that can't otherwise get to us. All right, so this is the Clear Reader Plus, and what it does, it can take a picture of a piece of paper, converts it into a document, then it's going to read it to us audibly. So this is for someone with very limited to no vision. This is a little pamphlet talking about our Focus on Literacy program, so I'm going to let it do some work for us. I'll put it underneath here. It's going to shine the light on it, take the picture. It just took the picture, and it's thinking. And now it's going to read to us.
Column view. Community Low Vision Center, the Focus on Literacy program is the only one of its kind and is designed to enhance the core literacy skills of students with vision impairments by providing greater access to independent learning outside of the classroom setting. Specialty low vision eye exams and optical aids are provided free of charge to any school-aged child who is visually impaired and resides in any of NC's 100 counties. The generosity of donors helps to fund this initiative.
Zoom 4. Green black, yellow black, blue yellow. Normal. Then zoom.
So the CCTV here is basically a high-powered magnifier. So for those of us with low vision, sometimes the most important things are going to be magnification, lighting, and high contrast. And these devices have all of that in one. So you can see we've got our light down here, light off, light on. We can magnify with the twist of the knob here, make it as big as we need, make it really big, or we can turn it back down and make it a little bit smaller. We can also change our contrast by pressing this button here to whatever color is easiest on your eyes. So that's standard color. There's enhanced positive. There's enhanced negative. This is what I like myself when I'm reading print. Gives it that high contrast. Really makes those letters jump out. And then we talked about the Clear Reader Plus, how it can read to us because it's got OCR. That's optical character recognition. And then the device over here is kind of like taking these two devices and putting them together. Because we can use it as a visual aid. It's still got the bright light shining on it. We can magnify it.
Zoom 2.
We can change our
Zoom
colors.
5.
Notice it's talking. because this also has the ability
Zoom 1. Then zoom. Position document.
to take a picture and it's going to read to us.
Position document. Selecting text. Processing. Greater access to independent learning outside of the classroom setting.
What is the name of that device?
This is a portable electronic video magnifier, and the one I've got here is the SmartLux Digital by Eschenbach. And she was changing the different colors and telling me what colors she was seeing, and then describing the shapes of the letters she was looking at. So she wasn't quite putting them together and reading them, so we were thinking she'd be a good candidate next year, but she was able to see it visually, so that's a good start. Tweak my presentation, because I'm normally talking to old people. I'm always talking about remember books on tape. This is the new tape player. This is the new kind of tape, but it's digital. So, but the Talking Book Service is run through the Library of Congress up in Washington, but then each state does it through their capital. So for us to be out of Raleigh, and this is the digital book here, and you just pop it right in.
Charlotte's Web.
Chapter 2. Wilbur.
Forward.
Fixed a small yard specially for Wilbur under an apple tree and gave him a large wooden box full of straw with a door.
Hi everybody, this is Lori P, and I'm going to talk about an app called Baby's Musical Hands. And some of you may have this, but if you don't, it's a simple music making cause and effect app. And basically you can just touch anywhere, on the app. And as you can see, it's very simple. There's no menu buttons. There's no like in-app purchases to make. You can just start and stop the app by just pressing your home button. So when I press my home button, just go into my musical baby hands like that. It's a great first app for toddlers who are just learning to develop the eye-hand coordination, and they're learning about cause and effect. The child can tap anywhere on the screen like this. And as you can see, they receive instant audio and visual feedback. As they get more coordinated, they can press specific colored squares. So there's 3 rows of squares. You have your red, which are your percussion. So that's your cowbell. You've got some drums there, and then some cymbals. And then on the yellow line, or the yellow boxes, you have the piano. And then there's a row of blue boxes, and you have the guitar. So as they get more coordinated, they can press specific colors to hear the different sounds of the different instruments. The difference between doing this on the iPad and the iPhone is that on the iPad you have 15 boxes, and on the iPhone you only have 10. And you only have the piano and the guitar versions on the iPhone. So I'm just going to demonstrate some different things that the kids might do, but you might just see them play around with it like this. I hope you try it if you haven't already tried this app. I wanted to also mention that not only can you get this app for iPad and your iPhone, but you can get it for Android as well, and it's only 99 cents at the App Store.